just a week, slightly more than a week back, the HM took a meeting. The Chief Minister of Bengal and other officials were there, and the main agenda was the speeding up the pending land acquisition. So I think Pani Tanki land acquisition about 70-75% is through, because this the entire the Siliguri corridor has three very critical locations: Pani Tanki, Fulbari, and a third place called Changrabandha. Now,
Changrabandha.
So what our plan is that Pani Tanki, Fulbari, and Changrabandha, we're going to take up in right earnest as far as this area is concerned. And then another critical location for us is at a place called Jaigaon in
Bhutan.
Alipur,
Bhutan.
which is now Jaigaon Phuntsholing handles about 70-75% of external trade of Bhutan. There's a place called Guwabadi. Guwabadi. This is again on the banks of Torsa River, where Bhutan already has a small, logistics park there. So they want us to develop.
Binnagudi probably can be a good hub, no?
It can be a very good hub, and why not? See, the lead is not very long. Why can't we have electric charging station and have only electric lorries?
Namaskar, this is Pratim Bose and you are watching Podcast with Pratim. I have with me Mr. Jayant Singh, Chairman of Land Ports Authority of India. Welcome to the show, sir. And thanks for accepting the invitation.
Thank you, Pratim. Always a delight, pleasure talking to you.
Okay, that's so nice. Mr. Singh is Indian Railway Services Officer. He was formerly the Inland Waterways, heading the Inland Waterways Authority of India. So let's get into the context straight, because, but before that, a small introduction. With Pakistan out of the context, we do not have, and we do not have much of the land border trading activity with China. Mr. Singh is effectively in charge of building infrastructure and running them on Nepal, Myanmar, and Bangladesh border. I hope that's correct, sir.
And Bhutan.
And Bhutan, right. So straight to the question. So briefly on Nepal, what are the facilities that you already have? Two facilities. Probably the third on Kakarvita, probably will Pani Tanki Kakarvita. Are you doing anything?
Yeah, so we have at the moment not two but three facilities. We have one for, north in Rupediha, which is Maharajganj in Bengal, in Uttar Pradesh, which connects us to Nepalganj. And the other is, there are two facilities in Bihar. One is Raxaul Birganj, and the other is Jogbani Biratnagar. Now, Jogbani Biratnagar, Raxaul Birganj also have rail connectivity, though they don't. We don't have a railway siding of LPAI, but there is tremendous scope for multimodal movement, and we are looking at different options there. But you rightly pointed out the Kakarvita Pani Tanki. Now it was held up because of land acquisition issues. Now with the change in government, and in fact only just a week, slightly more than a week back, the HM took a meeting. The Chief Minister of Bengal and other officials were there, and the main agenda was the speeding up the pending land acquisition. So I think Pani Tanki land acquisition about 70-75% is through. So I'm going with the plan of developing that, with the assumption that the remaining 25% would also come through in a while, because the entire the Siliguri corridor has three very critical locations: Pani Tanki, Fulbari, and a third place called Changrabandha. Now, Changrabandha are important. One is in Alipurduar, one is in Jalpaiguri. They are important because
Changrabandha is in Jalpaiguri itself.
Changrabandha is in no, it has come in Changrabandha is not in
either Jalpaiguri or Coach Bihar. It has to be either.
Coach Bihar, yeah. So, abhi kya hai ki these locations are also transit points for Bhutan, Bangladesh trade.
Bhutan, Changrabandha is for Bhutan, Bangladesh trade. Yes.
Yeah. So here, the important, there are two, three important dimensions to it. Understanding the nature of trade, how much of it is, bilateral and how much of it is actually multilateral trade. And then how to weave our connectivity corridors together in the way that Siliguri corridor is not choked. Honestly, if we are able to realize the full potential of road based trade between Pani
But
Tanki.
sir, sorry for interjection, but the new the all these border outposts that you referred, they are far above the Siliguri corridor, so that is not going to affect.
It won't affect the corridor per se, but it's a very chota chunk of land. If you
Hmm.
drive from Pani Tanki to Fulbari, is about what 45-minute drive only.
30
Now,
kilometer, 32 kilometer probably.
yeah. So suppose you have full-fledged land ports at Fulbari, Pani Tanki, and Changrabandha. The crisscross movement of trucks and trailers would be very heavy.
But you already
So
have very wide roads under Asian Highway project.
we have wide road, but there needs to be some planning, some coordination with the state government. But I'm glad, two things. A, you have wide road, and luckily that, you have that, what is it called, Darjeeling Siliguri or Siliguri Jalpaiguri Development Authority. So you
Right.
already have urban local body which is looking into all this. So what our plan is that Pani Tanki, Fulbari, and Changrabandha, we're going to take up in right earnest as far as this area is concerned. And then another critical location for us is at a place called Jaigaon
Yes.
in
Bhutan.
Alipur, which
Bhutan.
is, yeah. Now Jaigaon Phone Sholing handles about 70 to 75% of external trade of Bhutan. It's a very, very critical location for them,
Hmm.
which actually handles a large chunk of Bhutanese exports.
Hmm.
So that is the other one we are developing. And besides this, there is another facility coming up. I'm talking about North Bengal in particular. This is again east, in further east. This again in, I think in Alipurduar district only. Two locations, Chamurchi and Birpada.
Hmm.
So these are the locations we are developing. So
Birpara is closer to Jaigaon, yes.
yeah. So our number one priority is Pani Tanki and Changrabandha. Pani Tanki because for very obvious reasons that Nepal ka the Kakar Beta Road and everything. And then Changrabandha because Changrabandha is not only India Bangladesh but also Bhutan Bangladesh. Then Jaigaon. Now Jaigaon there is a slight technical issue also because the land that the erstwhile government had allotted to us is about 4 kilometers from the border. So you cannot have a land for 4 kilometers inside. So I've requested them to give us a small chunk of 2.5 acres for at least the documentation, and then the cargo handling can come in inside. And then of course there's another proposal of making another land
Why
port.
don't you ask for new land? Give that
So
up and
that's what we are doing that. So there's a place called Goa Bari. Now, if you go to existing Phuntsholing Jaigaon border, uh, just adjacent to the existing gate, 1.5 kilometers, if you go towards northwest, there's a place called Goa Bari. Goa Bari. This is again on the banks of Torsa River, where Bhutan already has a small, a logistics park there. So they want us to develop a similar facility bordering that. Now that will be a very major investment because the entire area will have to be reclaimed from the riverbed. So we are looking at some other engineering and and managerial solution whereby we are able to evacuate the traffic from Guwahati, which incidentally comprises about, I would say, something to the tune of 150 trucks to 200 trucks per day, evacuate the entire traffic via an elevated road, bypassing the entire Jaigaon town. Because navigating through Jaigaon town is now impossible. It's a very congested town. In fact, अभी आप जाएंगे वहां पे you'll find so many multi-storied structures and all there town में. So a lot of things are happening there also. So that entire North Bengal is going to be a major hub of activities as far as we are concerned. So that brings me to Bangladesh border.
I will go to that short question. That Hasimara rail project, I mean that rail to Bhutan, right? Since you are not directly related to it, but you may be having some idea whether that has started moving. It has long been pending.
No, it's been the survey and all is going on.
That has
But
been going on for decades.
if you ask my opinion as a railway officer and as a logistics guy, see the terrain and topography of the Himalayas are not conducive to the kind of the intrusive and extractive construction activity that is entailed in a railway project. Because you have to blast a lot, you have to bore, dig, and tunnel through a lot of things. And these are young fold mountains with sedimentary rocks given to extreme weather events located in a very, very extremely sensitive seismic zone. It's not worth it. Secondly, it does not make
And the
any
volume is not that big, really.
exactly. It doesn't make economic sense.
I
So,
think
मेरे हिसाब से तो बिल्कुल ही, even the Himalayan project that we have undertaken, I
in
think
fact, the railhead is not very far from Bhutan
it's
border.
not very far from Bhutan. Absolutely, I agree with you. It's not very far. What we should be looking at feeder routes. We should work on hub and spoke model. Let the hub be a railway thing, and then the spokes should connect it through road. And what we can do, in fact, see, this is where perhaps we need a little bit of imagination and look beyond the financial rationale.
Binnagudi probably can be a good hub, na?
It can be a very good hub, and why not? See, the lead is not very long. Why can't we have electric charging station and have only electric lorries, dedicated electric lorries?
That is to the taste of Bhutan also.
Yes, and get JICA to fund it. They'll be too happy to fund it. It will be a win-win thing. These lorries can run in closed circuit, so it will answer the environment, address the environmental issues and everything. And the creation and maintenance of this ecosystem would generate a lot of local employment. I mean, it's a win-win situation here. I don't know. Maybe somebody someday will take this up.